can you actually do anything that will make something that I care about better? One, are you willing to say no? And not just blame somebody else, but help me understand why that is and what would have to change? And if the answer is yes, what does it look like? Tell me, because then I don't give a fuck what he's saying. That usually makes me laugh.
Now, what does that look like? Now, this is the funny part, because Chris has been doing this longer than probably I've been alive, okay? Well, probably, but I'm just saying, he's been in this long enough. What do you mean? What does it look like? We have politicians that have been supporting this for decades. I hate to break it to you, and like we were talking about before, I'm not really familiar with Adam Mockler, okay? I probably watched a few of his videos, especially when he's on CNN. It's always good to see new faces on there and like interact and kind of see what they're about. For the most part, I like what he talks about, like I like his viewpoint and his perspective, and he's a very knowledgeable young man. And I can say young man because I'm 38, so if you're young, then I call you a young man. But after watching this interview with him and Chris Cuomo, okay, one of the biggest grifters, I don't even know if he's a grifter, but he's a very confused, misinformed individual, okay? And I thought it was going to be a nice clash between the two, okay? Because Chris is very trying to ride the fence for whatever reason, okay? And it doesn't work. It does not work in 2025. I explained it plenty of times in other videos. You can't sit on the fence in 2025. You got to stand for something. That simple. But I was surprised that there was no clash. It actually come to find out that Mr. Adam is a liberal. Now, once again, let me, disclaim this before I kind of get into my notes here. There's nothing wrong with liberals, like commentators, voters. Once again, we're essentially trying to get to the same destination, but our vehicle goes a lot further. And once again, we can work together, but at some point, you have to stop here and we're going to keep going. We're progressives. That's what that means. Like, we are going all the way. Okay. But one thing that we can't deny, especially after 2024 elections, the Democratic voters do not want weak, lukewarm, soft as rice, spineless policies. They don't want that. The voters do not want that. And the data backs me up. There were an extreme amount of Democratic voters that did not show up in 2024 that did show up in 2020 and 2016. Go ahead and look at the data and then come back to me. So once again, if you can't reach your own party, you're already screwed. Once again, going back to the data, damn near half the country didn't vote. So how do you activate these voters? How do you get these people to get up for the first time and go vote for you? Once again, these people, they don't want to partake in politics because they feel it's just going to be the same story over and over. They have no trust for our government, our politicians. They think no matter who you vote for, is going to be the same outcome. How do you bring them to reality? Once again, with exciting new legislation, policies, something that speaks directly to their material needs. That's how you do it. And once again, we mess with data over here. So let me go ahead and give you some. When it comes to Medicare for all, an economist at YouGov poll recently found 59% of Americans support Medicare for all, with 27% opposed. Once again, I didn't do too good in high school. Okay, my bad. But when it comes to math, 59 is more than 27. I'm just saying. That's pretty simple to understand. A Reuters poll from 2018, which is often cited, showed 70.1% support for a policy of Medicare for all, with 20.6 opposed. A 2024 Morning Consult poll polled 4,000 plus voters, balanced among Democrats, Republicans, independents, found 82% of those voters support a federal paid family medical leave program. This is not coming from me. This is not my vibes. This is not my feelings. This is data. With paid family leave, amongst small business owners, about 70% support a national paid family and medical leave insurance program. When it comes to free college, a best college survey from April 2025, so that was just a few months ago, found out that 69% of Americans support free community college. Once again, 69, that's a number which is more than 50%. Once again, this should be easy money right here. This is easy votes. This is a layup. But it's kind of weird how Republicans and liberals are not backing these type of policies. Here's one more for you. The Hill poll reported 58% of registered voters said they support a proposal that makes public college, universities, and trade schools tuition free. Once again, give the people what they want and not trying to tell the people what they want. You're not voting for us. We're voting for you to give us what we want. And a few more policies that progressives like myself, we stand behind, once again, is expanded Social Security, free tuition, free college, universal pre-K, stronger work rights, unions, minimum wage, paid leave, affordable housing, progressive tax reform, universal health care, and strengthening the safety social net. Once again, if you're a progressive, you know what it's about. Now, let's go ahead and hear what these two got to say.
10 million. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let's see. Right here.
Remember that too, okay?
Yeah.
Your life on digital media, you are playing to the few, not the many.
Yeah.
Even if you had 10 million, okay? 10 million every week. You had Rogan's audience.
Yeah.
He's still playing to the few, not the many.
Yeah.
The many want reasonable. They want balanced. They want sane. They don't want boring. That was a mistake describing it that way. Can you actually do anything that will make something that I care about better?
Great point. And once again, it's like they know. They get the foundation of it. The people want something that's going to affect their day-to-day lives much better. The things that actually matter, not trends in sports, none of that. The average person doesn't care about that. So Chris is right. Like, we need something that people will get excited about.
Want boring. That was a mistake describing it that way. Can you actually do anything that will make something that I care about better? One, are you willing to say no? Mm-hmm. And not just blame somebody else, but help me understand why that is and what would have to change? And if the answer is yes, what does it look like? Tell me, because then I don't give a fuck what he's saying. That usually makes me laugh.
Now, what does that look like? Now, this is the funny part, because Chris has been doing this longer than probably I've been alive, okay? Well, probably, but I'm just saying, he's been in this long enough. What do you mean? What does it look like? We have politicians that have been supporting this for decades. Bernie Sanders alone literally has been championing these type of policies longer than I've been born, and we know that for a fact. We have pictures of him back in the 60s, still looking old, which is kind of crazy, doing and saying the same thing, being consistent. So once again, Mr. Chris Cuomo, can I call you Chris? What do you mean? What does it look like? Like, people, the average person, needs assistance when it comes to their livelihood, peace of mind, security, safety, opportunities. That's what people want. That's what people need. And if me, just a simple old YouTuber, can understand that, why can't everybody? Oh, that's right. Because they're bought and paid for. They have donors. They're getting money from these lobbyists. That is why. Once again, if you didn't know, hey, surprise. Congratulations. So once again, I don't understand why Chris is sitting here acting oblivious and like he's finding something new that nobody hasn't thought about before. Hey, Chris, we've been over here. We're over here live right now. Come join the conversation. But let's see this new idea that he found just a few minutes ago.
Understand why that is and what would have to change. And if the answer is yes, what does it look like? Tell me, because then I don't give a fuck what he's saying. That usually makes me laugh. Because this way, hold on, shut up for a second. This actually matters. That's the space. That's the space.
Yeah. And he says, that's the space right there. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. And we've seen this with Bernie Sanders. We see this with a lot of progressives that have been beaten out of their seat, not like physically beaten, but they've been campaigned out by AIPAC and other lobbyists. It's not that easy when you're going against the real establishment. And people like Chris is not helping the conversation by pretending to play dumb here. And it sucks that he decided to go to an ad right here when he was answering or getting to a good point. But let's see what he says after this here.
So wait, your father is Muslim?
Yeah.
By choice, or was he raised?
He was raised Muslim.
Okay, yeah, he was raised Muslim. Once again, if you guys want to watch this entire interview here, of course, go to Mr. Chris Cuomo's YouTube channel. Once again, it's not going to destroy your thinking. He's not that annoying. He's not like a Stephen A. Smith, but you're not going to pull your hair out. But once again, it was very disappointing to hear their entire exchange. But that's like the most important part that I got from it there is like they seem to not understand what the people want. And once again, the only way to get there is through progressive policy. You're not going to get it through liberals. You're damn sure not going to get it through Republicans. So why are we still having this circle conversation here? It's not going to work. It hasn't in the past. Damn sure not going to work now.
Let's see how you do under pressure. I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.